UNT may extend head football coach Eric Morris's contract amid a historic season.
Attendance numbers for the State Fair of Texas are revealed after fears of low turnout.
Early voting is underway across Texas. I'll explain what you need to do later on in the show.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Jackson Garrett Spring.
And I'm Maddie Holston. A second day of early voting just wrapped up across Texas, and it's important to keep in mind what you need before heading to your polling location.
That's right, Maddie. NTTV's Melanie Garcia is live at one of the polling sites in Denton with the important details. Melanie?
That's right, guys. Early voting began here yesterday in Denton, Texas, with 17 proposed amendments to the Texas Constitution, as well as a funding proposition for Denton ISD. I'm currently at Stevens Building, one of the locations where one of the polling sites are at. But if you can't make it to this one, there's about 40 other polling sites here in Denton County. Be sure to bring a valid form of ID when you do come to vote. Use a current or expired within the last 4 years. Voters can bring a driver's license, U.S. passport, citizenship certificate, and more. And if you're unable to provide any of these forms of ID, you can fill out a reasonable impediment declaration online. Early voters can visit any polling place in Denton County with election day before November 4th, where you will have to go to your assigned polling place. Early voting does end October 31st. That's all I have on early voting here in Denton County. Let's head back to Maddie Holston with more on what to expect on this election this year. Maddie.
Thanks, Melanie. That's right. Texans will be voting on 17 state constitutional amendments in this election. As the state faces rapid population growth, increased drought risk, and outdated infrastructure, the demand for water is rising. One of these amendments, Proposition 4, reallocates state tax revenue for the Texas Water Fund. Two more amendments, Propositions 11 and 13, would create school tax exemptions for disabled and elderly homeowners and increase exemptions for those other homeowners as well. We'll continue to follow these issues on the ballot here on NTTV leading up to Election Day. Now, with voting underway, there are other political concerns in the state as well. Many students as well are protesting against new offers their universities might have received. NTTV's Emily Rice is here with more. Emily, what is going on?
Exactly, Maddie. The Trump administration has offered an increase in federal funding to at least 9 universities, including the University of Texas in Austin. In exchange, those schools would have to follow specific rules. The school faces pressure from students to decline that offer. Farrah Walton has the latest from Austin.
Students or dictatorship?
You know the environment of Austin, you know what we believe in.
University of Texas at Austin students marched across campus Monday evening.
We will not be sold to Trump.
Calling on university leaders to reject President Donald Trump's higher education compact.
I'd like to send a message to UT leaders that there are students that are absolutely not okay with this and that we care about our programs here at UT.
UT confirms the Trump administration asked the university to sign on to a new set of rules in return for federal funding benefits. 8 other universities received the offer, including USC, Penn, and Brown University, who all rejected it.
It is anti-free speech, anti-affirmative action.
According to the Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education, changes include no longer considering race, gender, or nationality in admissions or hiring, capping international student enrollment, and requiring campuses to stay politically neutral.
We'd have to promise to shut down programs that are deemed as inefficient. The victims of this would be Black studies, gender studies, ethnic studies.
UT students say signing the compact would limit free speech and academic freedom.
Hey, admin, don't sign the deal.
Yeah, I'm asking UT leaders to listen to us, to recognize who is attending your school and who is paying thousands of dollars every year to get our education here.
CBS Austin reached out to UT Austin asking if the university plans on signing the compact and what that decision would mean for the future of academic freedom and campus governance. We received an email saying, quote, "We have no update on the compact beyond Chairman Eltife's statement from October 2nd. In that statement sent to the Texas Tribune, Eltife said the system was honored. UT Austin was selected to be part of the Trump administration's proposal.
Do what you know is right and what your students want.
Do not sign! Do not sign! Do not sign!
Students continue to gather in protest against the Trump administration's offer while they await UT's answer. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Emily. Meanwhile, here in North Texas, there's another twist in another political fight earlier this month. Governor Greg Abbott issued an order targeting rainbow-colored crosswalks in Texas. He called them safety hazards, but LGBTQ advocates say it unfairly targets them. Now, a church in Oak Lawn area of Dallas is painting its steps rainbow colors in response of Abbott's order. Oak Lawn United Methodist Church says that this is an act of faith, not of defiance. They say it also is a message to anyone who attends the church, telling them that they're safe there.
Well, Jackson, as we start to feel a breeze around Denton, it's certainly shaping up to be a great week to go out and do something fun.
I agree, Maddie. A fun night on the square might be the move. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Gabriella Cruz, to see what we can expect for the rest of the evening. Gabriella?
Thanks, Jackson. You're absolutely right. If you've been outside recently, then you know exactly what we're talking about. It's been a pretty windy day, but things are going to start to calm down tonight. Right now, we're sitting at 76 degrees with a feels like of 77, and winds are a little bit lighter at 7 degrees. Tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to 62 degrees. If you're heading to the square, just like Jackson, you might want to dress in layers. Winds will be nice around 2 miles per hour, making it a perfect fall evening. As we head into tomorrow's forecast, let's go take a look. We're going to have a high of 73 degrees with a feels like of 70 degrees, with winds picking back up to 9 miles per hour. It's definitely a refreshing change from that hot, constant Texas weather we're used to. So enjoy it while it lasts, and back to you, Maddie and Jackson.
Thanks, Gabriella. Mean Green football is having its best season in years. As the wins continue to pile up, our head coach continues to draw interest from other schools. Sports anchor Haley Stum is here with the latest efforts to keep him in Denton. Haley, what do you have for us?
Yes, guys, there's currently a lot of moving and shaking with head coaching positions throughout college football, but a decision made by the university's Board of Regents yesterday is trying to keep Eric Morris out of it. The Board of Regents unanimously voted to amend and extend the head coach's contract in their special called meeting Monday morning, meaning the athletic department can now try to finalize the deal. Morris agreed to an extension throughout the 2029 season earlier this year, guaranteeing him just shy of $1.5 million annually. Further information about the contract negotiations has not yet been disclosed, but there's no doubt Morris will try to keep Denton after the team's season so far this year. I'll be back later in the show with a preview and a whole lot more. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Haley. Coming up, tensions are high as construction begins on the new ballroom at the White House.
And flu season is getting worse. We'll explain how to keep yourself and others safe. Stay with us.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
As the government shutdown enters its third week, construction on President Trump's 90,000 square foot White House ballroom continues. An excavator was seen Monday tearing down parts of the east wing of the White House, just months after the president said the project won't interfere with the landmark. Renderings depict the completed ballroom as a large space with marble floors, gold and crystal chandeliers, ceilings with gold inlays, and gilded columns. The project is expected to cost $200 million, paid for by Trump and private donors.
While President Trump deals with the White House ballroom in Washington, Vice President J.D. Vance is in Israel trying to make sure a ceasefire deal holds up. Vance met with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today in Tel Aviv. The vice president has downplayed concerns that the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas may be close to collapsing. But reports say others in the Trump administration are worried the deal could fall apart soon after violence broke out between Israel and Hamas over the weekend. The company that produces Tylenol is pushing back on the demand for a label change. Last month, President Trump claimed without evidence that using Tylenol can cause autism if taken during pregnancy. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Last month, President Trump claimed without evidence that Tylenol use during pregnancy was linked to a, quote, very increased risk of autism.
You know, I'm just making these statements from me.
Since then, the FDA responded to physicians saying that the choice to take acetaminophen still belongs with parents, but that the use during pregnancy may cause an increased risk of neurological conditions such as autism and ADHD in children. However, the letter also noted that a causal relationship has not been established and that studies about a link are contradictory.
Anytime a different voice is added to the conversation, it causes a bit of confusion, especially if the messaging is completely different.
Dr. Brian Lee, professor of epidemiology and biostatistics at Drexel University, says while there is no debate that rates of autism diagnoses are increasing, his study published last year in the Journal of American Medical Association found that there was no increase in risk of autism or ADHD associated with acetaminophen use.
Acetaminophen remains the safest alternative for pain relief medication, and it's unclear what exactly would replace that.
The Informed Consent Action Network, an anti-vaccine nonprofit with close ties to HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., filed a citizens petition asking the FDA to add a more detailed warning to OTC drug products that contain acetaminophen. Kenview asked the FDA to deny the petition, saying the suggested label changes are unsupported by scientific evidence. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
It's taking months, but the heat is finally starting to die down. So I think it's time to take advantage of this fall weather.
Tell me about it, Maddie. I'm starting to get tired of wearing a t-shirt and shorts every single day, so it'll be nice to wear a nice fall outfit. Let's send it over to Gabriella Cruz to look at this, to take a look at this week's forecast. Gabriella.
Thanks, Jackson. Taking a look across North Texas, temperatures are going to be hanging around the upper 70s to low 80s. 80 in Denton and Fort Worth, 81 in Dallas, and a little cooler up north in Bowie at 76. Across the state, it's going to look quite similar. 73 in Amarillo, 79 in Abilene, and 88 in Austin, 90 in Houston. So they're definitely still feeling that classic Texas heat hanging on. As for the next 7 days, we are going to We're going to definitely stay warm through Thursday in the low 80s, and rain chances are going to pick back up Friday into the weekend, with temps dipping into the low 70s, and by Monday and Tuesday, the sun will return with highs in the mid to upper 70s, just in time for some perfect fall weather. Believe it or not, winter is just around the corner, so if you've been avoiding pulling out that puffy coat, your time is almost up. AccuWeather says parts of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast are in for some intense snow action this season. Out west, things are staying dry and risky with droughts and weather threats. Meteorological winter starts December 1st, but the official season does not hit until the 21st. So, for all autumn lovers, you've got a few more weeks to pretend it's fall. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabriella. Now, spooky season is in full swing, but that means so is flu season. But what can we expect from this year's flu?
Well, I mean, I have gotten my flu shot. Have you?
I have not, but I'm going to get right on it.
All right, well, NTTV's Amber Rapassi is live with details about how we can prevent getting sick. Amber?
Thanks, guys. With cooler temperatures headed our way, the health officials are bracing for another wave of fevers, sickness, and respiratory infections. Last year, H1N1 and the H3N2 were the main strains that led to a severe flu outbreak, leading sadly to 99,000 deaths. Now, the CDC does state that this year's flu season is expected to be worse, and if you are not vaccinated, to go ahead and do so. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Amber Rapassi. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Amber. Coming up, the latest on attendance numbers from this year's State Fair of Texas.
And a Denton library is gearing up for a murder mystery. We'll have a live look after the break.
Hey UNT students! Looking for creativity and inspiration? The UNT Union Gallery invites you to experience artwork at the art exhibit from your own talented Eagle artists. This free exhibit features a rotating selection of incredible artworks from talented Mean Green artists. Don't miss your chance to experience creativity up close. Stop by anytime during union hours. Want to hear more from the artist yourself? Join us at the Ask and Eat reception, where you can dive deeper into the creative process and enjoy a good conversation over a bite to eat. Don't miss the latest exhibit at the UNT Union. Immerse yourself in the art and be sure to explore the many other exciting exhibits rotating in throughout the semester.
I'm so tired. I feel ugly. I'm not okay. I didn't know UNT had counseling services. Maybe I should check it out. This looks like the place.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Now, Maddie, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the state fair last week, but my wallet definitely did not.
No kidding. I almost didn't go because of the prices, but I mean, we did have a great state fair show,
We had
so
a great
it was
one.
worth it.
It was great. You're not alone, though. The State Fair of Texas saw a significant drop in attendance this year. NTTV's Caden Ellis is here with more.
Unfortunately, that's right. Compared to last year's attendance of about 2.25 million visitors, the 2025 Texas State Fair witnessed a 20% drop in attendance. Fairgoers claim the culprit to be the fair's affordability. Even with the discounted admission prices, the cost of food and games brought the fair out of their budgets. Throughout the fair, about 400,000 prizes were won with an estimated value of $1.6 million. The same number of prizes were won last year, but instead totaling $1.4 million. So, if you feel bad you didn't hit the fair this year, don't worry, because you and I definitely weren't alone. That's it for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kaden. You know what? Since this midterm season has really ramped up, I've started loving the library. It's quiet, big, and you can easily get lost in all those stacks of books. It's really the perfect place to study or hide a body. We turn to Zaria Hallman to hear more. Zaria?
That's right, Maddie. I'm hitting the books and hiding the bodies. Oops, I mean finding the bodies. I'm at the Denton Public Library where in the back the Murder in the Stacks event is being solved. That's right, out on the square is a murder mystery full of clues, booze, and a good old-fashioned whodunit. The event kicks off in a few minutes and lasts until 8:30, and I for one cannot wait to see who kicked the can. Well, I'm off to go snoop the stacks and catch the bad guy. I'm Zaria Hallman with NTTV Nightly News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Zaria. Well, murder isn't the only tragic thing happening around here. Some basketball fans are still mourning the Luka Doncic trade, and two of them have taken it a step further. Mavericks fans Matt Lyle and Matt Coleman fellow wrote a play called The Trade, a tragedy in 4 quarters. The show is already in production and getting rave reviews. The show will run through November 2nd and Theater 3 in Dallas.
Wow. Jackson, well, did you go to the game on Saturday? Because we took home another dub.
I wasn't there, unfortunately, but our football team seems to keep getting back on track. But did you hear that the stage is set for the World Series? Our sports anchor, Haley Stum, has it all. Haley?
Thanks, guys. Yes, that win over UTSA was big, but what does it mean for football's postseason hopes? Plus, a breakdown of Game 7 of the ALCS and the first look at the new NBA season. All right here, next. Stay with us.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have 2 traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
We already talked about what's going on with North Texas football off the field, but on the field, the Mean Green seem to be back on track after a statement 55-17 win over the UTSA Roadrunners last Saturday. The homecoming victory marked the first time North Texas has won the Battle of the Birds since 2021 and punched the team's ticket to a bowl game this season. Before they go bowling, however, they've got a lot more business to handle as the win keeps them in the hunt for a conference championship. They'll try to take one step closer to the playoffs this Friday as they take on the Charlotte 49ers in North Carolina, with action kicking off at 6 p.m. And the stage is set for the 2025 World Series as of last night, with the Blue Jays coming from behind and besting the Seattle Mariners 4-3 in Toronto. The Mariners held on tight to the lead until George Springer stepped up to the plate in the bottom of the seventh. The leadoff hitter smashed a 96-mile-per-hour sinker into the left field stands for a 3-run home run. The swing proved to be enough for Toronto in the end, helping the team to their first World Series appearance in 32 years. The Blue Jays welcomed the Los Angeles Dodgers to Rogers Center on Friday for Game 1 of the World Series, with the first pitch slated for 7 p.m. And lastly, the MLB season may be down to its final 2 teams, but 30 NBA teams begin their journey to a league title this week. The marquee matchup of tonight is the Houston Rockets versus the OKC Thunder, the reigning NBA champs. Superstar Kevin Durant makes his Houston debut at 6:30 p.m., but arguably the biggest debut comes tomorrow. Cooper Flagg, the #1 pick in this year's NBA draft, takes the floor for the Mavericks Wednesday night. The forward turned point guard that an NBA analyst called the baby of LeBron James and Kevin Garnett. With new faces and new places, this should be a season to watch. Maddie and Jackson.
Thanks, Haley. There's a new friendly face joining a police department in Arkansas, and he's from our area.
That's right, Maddie. Meet
Wes
Jax,
Keeling
a
is the
2-year-old
founder and president of Sector K9.
for narcotics duty. Jax was adopted from an animal shelter in Waxahachie by Officer Troy Leonard. Jax now works for the Cedarville Police Department and is almost done with his training.
Wow, he really reminds me of our very own Clover the dog here at the UNT Police Department.
Yeah, well, good thing he's not in the studio so we don't have any more confusion. Thanks for watching NTTV's Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and at 6 here on North Texas Television.